Warriors, happy Tuesday. It's Coach JV, your top health and mindset coach in the world. If you haven't checked out the Coach JV podcast, 8 to 12 minute podcast, iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, wherever you consume your podcast. Don't forget the Coach JV and Kevin Anytime show, Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 7:30 a.m. We go live to talk about the things we're going through, answering questions as well. But here, you usually come here to hear about my research. And so on my TikTok videos, a lot of people ask me, what am I invested in? So I'm just going to be open and honest and share with you the facts, figures, and numbers and the actual thing that I'm invested in. I'm invested in multiple cryptocurrencies, but there's one that I'm heavily excited about in the future, and I'm going to actually kind of break that down for you. But one thing that we need to think about, Warriors, is our dollar, right? The dollar is deflating at a rapid pace. Ever since 1971, we detached from the gold standard. They just started printing money. Our GDP is worse than the Great Depression. So we are going through a big economic collapse, Warriors. And not only are we going through a big economic collapse, we also are going heading into the new quantum financial system. And I want to share with you a little bit what that means for you. Before we continue, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification button. Go ahead and hit the like button. Do us a favor. If you like this video at all, gives you any information, hit the like button. Go ahead. Awesome, thank you. Hit the notification button. We got videos coming out 1 to 2 times a day. We've been excited. We've had over 5,000 social media posts in the last 3 years, over 800 podcasts, close to 800 YouTube videos, 10 TikTok videos a day. We're going to come every single day with information. We just want to share the information. First, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I always recommend you do your own research. This is me just documenting out in the open to the public of how I'm building generational wealth. I do own a Warrior Academy where we teach mind, body, immunity, and I show my exact generational wealth building plan and the exact moves I'm making within my portfolio and what I think is going to set my family up for generational wealth. Now, why do I think this way? It's important for you to understand that. Now, to understand my past, about 15 years ago, I hit rock bottom. I messed up my life really bad. I attempted suicide on December 18, 2006. Woke up from an attempted suicide, broke, addicted, no confidence, and needing to rebuild my whole life. Well, I read a book called The Secret. The Secret taught me that thoughts become things. And so I started doing simple affirmations. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I'm successful. I am beautiful. I used to stare in the mirror and say that. And all of a sudden, my paradigm started to change, which is your physical reality, right? And I started to shape and mold my physical reality. For the last 15 years, I've become a subconscious mind programming expert in my own reality. I've changed my life. I have manifested my life, and all my thoughts have become things. And now here I am, after moving up in corporate America. So the point about that was I was a banker in corporate America, moved up to manager, to a vice president, went to executive banking school, CBA executive banking school. And why I bring that up is because I learned banking at a very deep level. And the way that I felt about it made me feel uncomfortable. When I knew that the Federal Reserve could just print money, it just started made me question everything. Not a conspiracy or anything like that, just saying, where is this money coming from? And how can you just print money? So our whole country lives off interest. That's important to understand. Our whole country lives off interest. So what's happening right now with the C word, the pandemic, the lockdowns, right? With the C word and pandemic and lockdowns, people are struggling to pay their bills. I think hotels, don't quote me on this, I think are at 38% occupancy. You can see your local restaurants are struggling. The local mom and pop businesses are really going to get hit hard. It's probably the big, huge companies that may get bailed out, right? Airlines are getting crushed. Warren Buffett got out of airline stocks, got out of most bank stocks except Bank of America, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But you have to open up your eyes and awareness that we are going through the biggest economic crash globally. For once in history, you guys watching this from all over the world, we have people from all over the world that watch this, is that we're all going through this locked arm in arm. So if you're locked arm in arm, here's the thing you need to think about, is what is the narrative that you're seeing and believing? What are the things that the billionaires are doing that you're not seeing? So that's what I've been doing for the last year specifically, really for the last year, is looking to say, you know what, I'm going to start questioning everything. Just like I want you to question everything I say. All the stuff that I show you, go do your own research. I'm not saying this is right for you. I'm saying this is what I found, and this is what feels right for my gut, and these are the moves that I'm making. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my financial advice. But I wanted to share with you the information to help educate you and show you how this tool right here that you're looking at, this computer, can be used for good, right? A smartphone, don't want to steal this from the Run guys, but these guys are great. I check out their YouTube channel, the Run guys. He said, this is a smartphone or a dumb phone. This thing can be used to gain knowledge and information, or it can be used just to scroll through TikTok, Instagram with mindless behaviors, right? Use it as a smartphone to educate yourself. Well, without further ado, you came in here to learn, right? So let's really look at the reality of what's happening right now. If you haven't seen the other videos, check out the other videos. So at Market Watch, this came out on June 23rd, 2020. Let me shorten myself on the screen here. Okay, so the decline of the US dollar could happen at warp speed in the era of the C word, warns prominent economics Stephen Roach. So I check out a lot of his articles and stuff like that. So Stephen Roach at Yale University, senior fellow at the former Morgan Stanley Asia chairman, tells Market Watch that his forecast for a sharp deterioration of the US dollar could be very near-term phenomenon, not an event that looms off in the distance. So what do you think? As you hear that, what do you think? When you see these things going on, you see the riots, you see all the narrative going on. Our president got the C word, right? He's safe now, everything's ready to go. But what do you think's happening? Do you think, comment below, do you think we're heading towards a economic meltdown, or do you still have confidence in your US dollar? Do you still have confidence in the stock market that's all of a sudden shot up when the economy is completely crashing? Think about that. How did the stock market skyrocket when our economy is in this type of position, when we're begging for stimulus bills? Think about that. Okay, so I want you to comment below and answer the question honestly. Do you really think we're heading towards this great utopia right now in regards to finances? I don't think so. I think afterwards, in my opinion, in my optimistic mind, it's going to be utopia after all the dust settles. But right now, we are going for a huge economic crash, specifically with our dollar. Watch the other videos that I did. I show you how much the dollar has deflated and how in 1864, a dollar, right, would buy a certain amount of stuff, and it would take now $20.63 or $20.36 to buy the same amount with the same dollar. That's crazy to think about that. Has your pay gone up that much? So $1 and now it takes $20.63 or 36 cents to buy the same thing. Has your pay gone up that much? No, it hasn't, warriors. So you have to really think about that. So I just want to open up your eyes. So we are headed towards a US dollar collapse. Absolutely. You can't just keep printing money. We are going to move back to a digital gold-backed currency. That is my opinion, straight from Judy Shelton's mouth. Look up Judy Shelton. She got ushered into the feds, right? She said we're moving into she said, is quoted saying that we're moving to a gold-backed type system in a digital currency type of way, okay? Well, that's what I'm here to talk about today. So let's think about this. Do you know who Tim Draper is? Okay, Tim Draper is a Silicon Valley. He's a legend. He's a legend. Legend, okay? Now, the people I've been talking about heavily is Tim Draper, Warren Buffett. Now, remember the moves that Warren Buffett's made. He decreased his position in most of the banks, increased his position in Bank of America. Apple's number one of his stock holding, number two is Bank of America, but he decreased all his stock holdings, almost all his stock holdings, not all, but decreased them dramatically in Bank of America, or excuse me, Wells Fargo, Chase, some of the major banks out there. Why would he make those moves? And then at 90 and 91 years old, him and his business partner moved into gold mining. And somebody asked me, well, why not gold? Well, they're going for the mines that are actually producing the gold that we're going to be buying when our dollar is deflating at a dramatic pace. So where do people head to when your dollar is losing value? You want something tangible, something to hold on to, something physical. So you want, if this is a piece of gold, right, would you rather have something that's just air? Would you have something physical you could hold on to that you bought and has value, right? So if we move to a digital wallet, which we are moving to, and you have a digital dollar, that digital dollar can actually deflate within your account. That can deflate within your account. So what that forces you to do is go out and buy things that are tangible, which stimulates the economy, right? Well, here's what the billionaires are doing. So don't take my word for it. So Silicon Valley legend Tim Draper, Bitcoin and crypto will take over the world. Those are his words. Will take over the world. This is from Forbes magazine. Okay, the former Silicon Valley venture capitalist became a Bitcoin enthusiast before it was cool. He says he started thinking about digital currencies 15 years ago when he met a guy from South Korea who had bought a virtual sword for his son with regular cash. As currencies proliferated in the video games, Draper started looking for ways to convert one game currency to another. Okay, the moment Draper heard about Bitcoin, he was in. Draper invested $250,000 when the price was at $6. Oh my gosh. He lost it all in the collapse of the Mt. Gox exchange in 2014. But Draper was not deterred. He knows the value of it, right? In the same year, he was reported to have paid less than $20 million for nearly 32,000 Bitcoin auctioned by the U.S. Marshal Service. Coins that had been confiscated from Ross, I can't pronounce his last name, and his online black market, Silk Road. Since then, Draper has made 40 more crypto investments. Okay, now check this out. This is pretty cool. So, Tim Draper, the prominent venture capitalist and tech billionaire who purchased 30,000 Bitcoins. But check this out. These are the ones that he's also invested in. Speaking at a recent investment conference, Draper revealed that his holdings include Bitcoin Cash, BCH, Ripple, XRP, Tezos, XTZ, Argon, ANT. Here's what he says. This is quoted from him. I am a believer. I think it's happening. Adoption. It's coming. It's so important for the world. I want the world to know. I want other people in the world to get on board. That's powerful. That is powerful. This is a billionaire, not a millionaire, a billionaire. Now there's 2,000 billionaires in the world, around 2,000 billionaires in the world. There's 7 billion people. There's 2,000 billionaires in the world. One of the billionaires is invested in XRP, Bitcoin, BCH, XTZ, ANT. If you were a billionaire, would you be risking your billionaire fortune or even talking about cryptocurrencies? Think about that. And why would Warren Buffett? I'm not saying Warren Buffett's in cryptocurrencies. Never been verified that he's in crypto. I know he has his opinion on crypto, but he's moving towards assets. Think about that. Gold. Warren Buffett's moving away from bank stocks, got out of airline stocks. He's moving towards assets, tangible, warriors. Okay, so let me give you a little more perspective. So one of the ones he talked about was XRP. So this is called the XRP Richest List Stats. This blew my mind. So I'm a heavy XRP holder. Now there's 7 billion people in the world, close to 7 billion people. I think it's more than 7 billion. There is only 2,134,171 XRP holders. Well, that doesn't make sense. Well, there's no demand, right? Because everybody's freaked out, following the narrative, thinking that crypto is like some of the richest people in the world said, crypto is a scam, right? They didn't want you in it because the prices appreciate when demand goes through the roof. But look at this, warriors. This could be companies or people. I don't want to speak out of school, but this is 7 people in XRP that hold that's billion, that's not a million, 1 billion to infinity of XRP amount, the balance of XRP. 1 billion warriors. 7 hold 1 billion XRP. So right now, XRP, don't quote me on this, the market is I think it's at 25 cents right now, okay? Now here's why XRP is so powerful, okay? This is the actual total coins in Ledger, okay? Now let's go over to Ripple and understand what Ripple is, right? People talk about cryptocurrency. Now you have the top 3 in the world are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple XRP. So Ripple is XRP, right? XRP is Ripple's coin. So you have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple are the top 3 right now. Okay. Now, what is RippleNet? What is it? It's decentralized infrastructure, 3 seconds to send a payment. Now, I'm going to break this down from a banking perspective of what I know. Modernized messaging, 0% failure rate, so communicating back and forth at the speed of light. Liquidity solution. Now, let me tell you how important these 3 things are to you as a customer and to a bank. Okay, so I was a former banker, correct? If I owned a bank, your biggest job as a banker is to mitigate risk. Okay, so when we were building banks in our simulation system, you have to mitigate risk. Now, the thing that you run into is liquidity. You need liquidity. Why? Because you need to be able to back the loans, be able to move money across the platforms. Well, right now we run on what's called the SWIFT system. The SWIFT system is a 50-year-old archaic system that wasn't built during all the technology infrastructure, and its fail rate is, I think it's 16%. Don't quote me on that. It's a high fail rate. So think about this. So if I had to send money to you in the Philippines, and I'm buying $1 million home in the Philippines, I walk into a Wells Fargo bank, I sit down with the banker and I'm like, I need to get $1 million over to the Philippines to Julie. And Julie's waiting in the Philippines. Well, it's in escrow, we're ready to sell, we're ready to go. So I send this wire transfer through the SWIFT system with the SWIFT code. And now I have to pay all this money to send $1 million to Julie. It has to go up through all these different currencies, through the feds, back down into Philippines. And by the time it gets there, the exchange rate changes and my money is worth less and Julie gets less money. So now there's an issue, right? The bank has an issue. I have an issue. Now, I'm a multi-million-dollar customer for the bank. They may lose me as a customer because we used to deal with that. People would get pissed. High-value customers like, oh, my money was supposed to be there. But we didn't do anything. You send it out. It goes through this clunky SWIFT system, goes back down the other side. If any of the numbers are wrong, obviously that's with anything, right? But it's clunky, archaic system, and that's what we run off right now. You can't run off old plumbing in a brand new Ferrari, right? You just can't. So how is XRP such a powerful tool, Ripple XRP? Decentralized infrastructure. It takes 3 seconds to move that money. So when I walk into the bank would have no idea that they're running on XRP, from my understanding. You could just say as a bank owner, say, hey, listen, John, Coach JV, we're going to move your money in 3 seconds and it's cost you 30 cents. I'm just making up the number. So now it doesn't cost me hundreds of dollars. It's costing me 30 cents to move my money. I'm great as a bank. You're getting great customer service. You want to bank with me. But in the background, we're running Ripple XRP and moving that money. And the messaging, 0% failure rate. Messages are moving at the speed of light. Now here's the thing right here, liquidity. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. If you can we're in a liquidity crisis right now. Banks are not getting the repos, right? The banks to lend out money. We live off interest in America. If everybody pays off their loans, the whole American economy would fall, right? It's because of the system we created when we removed the gold from the dollar in 1971. We just started lending. Interest, lending, interest, lending, interest, printing, lending, interest. And now we're going to get more stimulus checks, which is going to raise our debt ceiling. It's just going to keep going up and up and up. So we're moving to a new quantum financial system, a quantum financial reset, which is going to change the whole game. Now, when that happens, we're moving to a new quantum financial system. We need to move money at the speed of light. There's countries right now that can't even get the money out of their country because it's too expensive. And that's what Ripple solves. It's the new era of finance. RippleNet makes it easier than ever to run a high-performance payments business. With the most advanced blockchain technology for global payments, financial institutions are able to expand into new markets around the world and even eliminate pre-funding by leveraging the power of XRP through RippleNet's on-demand liquidity. Let me pause for a moment and tell you how important this is. Let me read that again. Markets around the world, they're going to get into new markets that they weren't in before. Even eliminating pre-funding by leveraging, they don't have to pre-fund the money moving. They literally can keep their money in-house and use that for growing the bank, helping customers, getting more auto loans, okay? The power of XRP through RippleNet's on-demand liquidity. You're going to hear that in the Senate. You're going to hear that over and over again. We are in a liquidity crisis. XRP solves the liquidity crisis. In my personal opinion, it is going to be the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. That is my personal opinion. I'll stand by that video. I'm going to put it out there. I believe it's going to be, it's just too powerful. Bitcoin is a store of value. Bitcoin's not going away, right? Ripple is the solve. It is the solve. They're working with regulators. That's why people call it a banker coin, right? They're working with regulators. They're working with banks. They have so many partnerships right now. So these are things you want to think about, warriors. This is something that you can get involved in, right? Very, very easily. So I just wanted to share this information to think about the US dollar declining, okay? Billionaires investing in things like XRP, Bitcoin. Joe Rogan, top podcaster in the world, has been talking about cryptocurrencies frequently. He's sponsored by the Cash App, which is, what did it be called? I think that's decentralized finance, where peer-to-peer payments. We're moving to a new quantum financial system, warriors. So if you knew that your dollar was deflating, that your dollar wasn't going to be worth very much, right? Or if you knew that the very hard-earned money that you have, that's either in the stock market or in your bank account, right, is going to be deflating rapidly, wouldn't you start to think a little bit differently? But most people aren't. You're going to follow the narrative, and you're going to follow the people 98% off the cliff, and then we're going to be in a huge crisis as the 1% move this way and investing in things that are going to change the world. To me, it's just like somebody coming to me and say, hey guys, there's this dude in his garage. He's built this company called Mac. I mean, they're going to put computers on a desk and you can have a personal computer. Whatever, man. We're still going to do the old tax filing system. Nobody's ever going to go away from paper. It's just much more valuable. Okay. And they said, you know what? It's going to be like a penny. You can invest in stock. Think about that. Think about that. Like Tim Draper in that story right there. What did they say? He bought Bitcoin at $6. You can buy XRP. You can buy Bitcoin at 10,700 right now, which is probably a pretty damn good deal. You got XRP at 25 cents. You got things like VeChain, VET, and I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advisor, under a penny for some of these. Now, these are things you just want to think about, where it's just about open up your mind to a new awareness. If you do what everybody else did, you're always going to get what everybody else got. So if you want to think like the 2,000 billionaires in the world, you got to make the moves they're making, warriors. Think about that. You got to make those moves that they're making. Look at this list right here in XRP. Look at this, warriors. Jeez. They got 1 billion XRP. Wow, this is interesting. 25 cents. Think about that, warriors. If you're in this range right here in the top 1% in XRP holders, could you imagine being in the top 1% of anything? So when this actually gets the demand, when the market actually switches to the new quantum financial system, everybody comes rushing in here at the bottom of the wave. All these people right here on up become multi-millionaires. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. It's just information and documenting my journey to generational wealth for my family and every single warrior around me. If you want to join my private Warrior Academy, DM me the word freedom on Instagram at CoachJV_. My link will be attached down there. I'll attach all these videos or these links as well, just so you can look at those yourself. But like I said, do your own research. I'm just having fun sharing this stuff I research all day. YouTube, it's great. We got free information. We can put it out there for you guys. So take it with a grain of salt. Do your research, warriors. I just want to help you change your life. And I'd hate to say I didn't tell you so. Love you guys. Have a great day.